Hey guys, what's up? So, for morning motivation, something that I see a lot of on the unit is working with a desire to change and wondering if the people that I'm working with are really desiring to change. So, I work on an emergency mental health unit in the hospital, and this has been it's been a very eye-opening experience. And when we want to work with people, or when we are contemplating change for ourselves, there's so many stages to change, and that's something that I talk to them about as well. So it starts out with something called the pre-contemplative stage, which is basically you don't think you actually have a problem, or the person that you're working with doesn't believe that they have a problem. They think they're perfectly capable of navigating their alcohol consumption or their drug use or their overuse of some substance in many cases, because they're used to it, they're comfortable with it, they think it helps them more than stopping would. So for them it would be more painful or worse if they were not using whatever it is that they're using to cope. That may even be things like shopping or television watching or video games, things that ultimately can suck our lives away. We can lose so much time and valuable desire and motivation and energy because we're trying to cope in a way that is not really beneficial to us. So if you are recognizing either for yourself or you're working with somebody who isn't willing, then this is the video for you. So with each of those, ask yourself, are you willing, and which stage are you in? Are you in that pre-contemplative stage? Or the person that you're working with, are they in that pre-contemplative stage where they don't really think they have a problem? Are they actually willing and ready to change? Because if they're not, no matter what you do, it's really probably going to fall on deaf ears until they recognize it for themselves. And we can definitely always, we can cultivate that. We can, some are more direct than others, and that can be both a good and a bad thing sometimes for the people who are working with us. So maybe being direct with that person for a long time has not worked. Maybe being indirect with them for a long time has not worked. Or for yourself, recognizing that maybe you are in that stage is it's just recognizing where you're at. So it's neither bad nor good. Obviously, I guess it is bad in the sense that we do want to see you change, or we want to see that person that we're working with change. So once you get into that contemplative stage of like, okay, I'm ready, now you start looking for the action steps that you can take. So the preparation before the taking action. So what's something that you can do today that will help you to make a change in the area that you want? And if you're in that action stage, hang on tight, because then you're also going to start going through the adjustment time and the maintenance of that stage of change. And when we're in maintenance, that's probably going to be the longest road for many of us when we decide to make a change, because it's constantly re-navigating it. Okay, am I okay to do this much of it? Is that still healthy for me? Am I okay to be in this situation or around these kind of people? And we're constantly reevaluating in that maintenance stage. And we've made the changes, we've made the adjustment, but now it's just maintaining that change. And then finally we have the relapse stage, where a lot of people may fall back into it. So a lot of people that I see on the unit, they're there because they've relapsed in some way. That may be depression and cutting. It may be alcohol or drug abuse. So relapse can take many forms, but when we're making a change, we can fall back into those old patterns or habits, or we get lonely and we want to see that person again. So whatever it is, consider, are you willing, and then is there anything you can do to help yourself or the other person be more willing? And this may sound kind of funny, but what is it that when you work with that person, or when you're thinking for yourself, what helps you to desire to change? What is going to make this change really, really valuable to you or that other person? Because when we recognize our own desires and our own motivation, you know, you may not be motivated by candy, or you may not be motivated by a glass of wine or something, I don't know. But you may be motivated by somebody spending time with you, or by getting to take advantage of opportunities or vacations you never thought possible. So what is it that is going to be a good reward for you to really desire to make that change? What would it mean to you to go through that change? And once you get that, that's what we call our why, you know, why we do things in many cases. I mean, it's the reward, but it's also very often connected to why we want to change or why we want to see things change. So what would it mean to you? And then start visualizing that and looking at that each day. Okay, so if I were to make this change, that means that I would be able to do this with my life, or this with my time, or this with my family and my kids, or my money that I've worked hard for. So, you know, money management for the sake of reference. So you manage your money and you save up, and then you put that towards something that you've really wanted for a long time. So yes, you need to make a change, but it's not just, oh yeah, I kind of need to make that change. Instead, it's connected to something larger. And the other thing is is like, if it's health and fitness related, what is going to be your reward? What is going to motivate you to change in a way that maybe it hasn't before? You know, some of us say we're motivated by weight loss, but what does weight loss actually mean to you? You know, what is it going to look like? And what is it going to feel like? What are you going to be able to do? What will you do when you make that change? Because it's only when we connect it to things that are valuable to us that it actually really sinks in and takes root in our desire to change. So yeah. So that is it for your morning motivation today. If you are seeking a change, look for those opportunities and those ways. Ask yourself, am I willing? And then connect it to something that is really valuable and precious to you. So I hope you guys have a happy Wednesday, and hang in there. Stay strong. I hope you enjoyed this little sunshine. Talk to you later.